The morning sun spilled over the edges of the city like a golden tide, but its warmth did not reach the young woman curled beneath the concrete overhang of an abandoned storefront. Cars rushed past, people stepped around her, and life moved on as if she were nothing more than a forgotten shadow. Her name was Arienna, once full of plans, once certain of a brighter tomorrow, and now she sat with her knees pulled tightly to her chest, trying to make herself smaller than the ache that lived inside her. She had lost her job, then her savings, then her small rented room, and finally the steady pieces of herself she once relied on. The world had become a blur of days that looked the same, each one colder than the last. But that morning, everything shifted when a small voice broke through the noise of the city. A tiny figure, barely 8 years old, stood before her with eyes like warm honey and said the words that stopped Arienna's breath. "I think you need a hug. Can I hug you?" If you believe kindness can change someone's entire world, and you believe in second chances, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Soul of Light right now. Your support spreads these stories to hearts that need them. Arienna blinked as the little girl stepped closer, her bright yellow sundress glowing under the daylight, as if she carried the sun with her. She wasn't sure how to respond, or if she even knew how to accept simple kindness anymore. She had been invisible for so long that the sudden attention felt unreal. The girl's mother stood a few steps away, holding a grocery bag, watching with a soft smile, but not interfering. Arienna felt her throat tighten as the girl wrapped small, warm arms around her. A gesture so simple yet so powerful it cracked something open inside her. For the first time in months, she felt like a human being again, not a burden, not a failure, but someone deserving of warmth. That moment stayed with her long after the girl and her mother continued down the sidewalk. Arienna sat silently, replaying the unexpected hug, feeling its sincerity settle into her bones. She had grown used to the hardness of the world, to the quick judgments and averted eyes, but the child's innocence had cut through all of it in an instant. And when the girl had pulled back, she had given Arienna a small paper flower she had made from a grocery receipt. It was crinkled and uneven, but Arienna held it like a treasure, as if it were proof that kindness still existed somewhere out there. The hours passed, but the warmth of the hug followed her. She found herself sitting up straighter, looking around at the moving city instead of hiding from it. That tiny moment of compassion created a spark, a tiny shift deep inside her that made her want to move again, to breathe again, to do something different. It didn't erase her challenges, but it reminded her of the person she used to be, the one who once had dreams of becoming a caregiver, someone who helped forgotten people feel seen. She had lost so much, but maybe not everything. Maybe the last piece she had left was the part that still hoped. As afternoon light brightened the pavement, a volunteer group arrived to hand out meals to those living on the streets. Arienna usually avoided these groups out of embarrassment, but today she found herself walking toward them. One volunteer, a woman with auburn hair named Marina, gave her a warm smile as she handed her a sandwich and asked how she was doing. Arienna hesitated, then found herself talking, slowly, cautiously, about what had happened, about losing her home, about struggling to get back up. Marina listened with compassion that reminded Arienna of the girl from earlier, and something inside her loosened. Before she left, Marina handed her a brochure for a local women's shelter that helped with temporary housing and job placement. "We'd love to have you come by," she said gently, "whenever you're ready." Standing there beneath the afternoon sun, Arienna held the brochure in one hand and the paper flower in the other, realizing that maybe the universe hadn't abandoned her after all. Maybe it had simply been waiting for her to lift her head, and so, for the first time in months, Arienna walked toward possibility, toward a place where she could sleep safely, eat warm meals, and rebuild the life that had crumbled around her. The shelter wasn't easy. Nothing about starting over ever is. The nights were often restless, the workshops challenging, and the memories of everything she had lost lingered like shadows. But every morning, as sunlight filtered through the shelter's windows, she found herself remembering the little girl's hug. That small gesture became her fuel on days she wanted to give up. She carried the paper flower everywhere, its fragile folds a reminder that even delicate things could survive rough hands. Weeks passed, and slowly she found her footing again. She discovered she had a natural ability to comfort others, especially the women who arrived heartbroken, scared, or alone. She volunteered to help with meal preparation, then with guiding newcomers through the shelter's services. One day, Arienna approached her and mentioned a job opening at a local community center for a support assistant. It wasn't glamorous, but it was meaningful, and it was something Arienna could imagine herself doing. She applied with trembling hands and a heart full of hope she didn't dare speak aloud. When the phone call came confirming she had been hired, Arienna broke down in tears, not of sadness this time, but of release. She had survived the darkest chapter of her life and was finally stepping out of it. She moved into a shared apartment with 2 other women from the shelter, started saving money, and found herself smiling again, something she thought she might never do. And through every milestone, she kept the memory of that little girl close, the moment that had breathed life back into her when she had felt all hope slipping away. Months later, while assisting at an outdoor community event, Arienna caught sight of a familiar yellow sundress among the crowd. Her breath caught as the same little girl from that life-changing morning came running past, chasing bubbles blown by another child. She froze, overwhelmed by gratitude as the mother spotted her and approached with recognition in her eyes. They exchanged a knowing look, one that didn't need words. Arienna felt her heart swell as she realized that sometimes the smallest gestures create the biggest turning points. If this story touched your heart or reminded you that compassion can change someone's entire world, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps stories like this reach someone who may need it more than you know. Before we end, here is a special request. Write in the comments what kindness means to you. Your words may inspire someone who truly needs the light. And with that, Arienna's journey stands as a reminder that one gentle act can turn a collapsing world into a rising one, even in the bright light of an ordinary day.